2020 has been an extremely weird year, and the highest rated game on Metacritic by reviewers is no exception. As it currently stands, the highest rated game is Persona 5 Royal, with a score of 95. Now, I 100% agree with this. Persona 5 Royal is a goddamn masterpiece. The original Persona 5 was a 10 out of 10 for me, and Royal just improves on that in every conceivable way. But I find it astonishing that it's actually rated so highly. Despite its epic story, pacing, music and gameplay, it's definitely not for everyone due to how it's exploring life in school, and it's a very long game and at times a slow burn. I personally love all of this stuff, but that's not going to be for everyone. It's surprising, right? Especially when you think of all the games that have come out this year. Final Fantasy VII Remake, an 87, Ghost of Tsushima, 83, The Last of Us Part 2, 93, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, 82, Watch Dogs Legion, 73 to 76 depending on the console, Ori and the Will of the Wisps on Switch, 93, Crash Bandicoot 4, 85. Yeah, The Last of Us Part 2 and Ori are the only ones that come close. But obviously, the year's not over yet, so what could actually best Persona 5 Royal? Well, in my eyes, there are 4 games that could. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity being tied to the lore of Breath of the Wild brings a lot of intrigue, and if the rest of the game is as good as the recent demo, it stands a good chance of getting some high scores. That said, the Switch version of the original game only has a 78 on Metacritic, so it's hard to say. Next up is Cyberpunk 2077. One of the most anticipated and easily one of the most ambitious games ever made. But with it comes some interesting problems. It's down to the morals of the reviewer. How many reviewers will rate the game based on the game experience alone, and how many will mark it down due to the abhorrent working conditions forced on the devs? This kind of behaviour shouldn't be encouraged, but will the reviews even reference it? Sadly, probably not, so this could be the one, and as a game not playing into the factor of all the controversy surrounding it, yeah, it stands a very good chance and probably deserves a higher praise. Who knows, we will find out soon enough. But there are 2 other games I want to mention. Demon's Souls is an epic remaster of the PS3 classic, and wow, it looks phenomenal. And it is a perfect opener for the next generation. PlayStation 5 is killing it with its launch titles. It's just astonishing how much they've got set up. But if you look at the Souls series' previous ratings, the original Demon's Souls has 89, as does Dark Souls 1 and 3, and Bloodborne only has 92. As great as these games are, they're not as high as they probably deserve, and that's probably due to their difficulty. Even though that's the appeal, some reviewers are put off by it and will rate it lower, so we will see. And that leads us to our final game, SpiderMan Miles Morales for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. It really surprised me to learn that the masterpiece of the original Spider-Man on PS4 only has an 87 on Metacritic. I thought it would have been low 90s at the least. Now, this is probably going to be a shorter game as it's bridging the gap between the first and second Peter Parker Spider-Man games, but it's still going to be a wonderful masterpiece by Insomniac with insane set pieces and epic gameplay. And on that note, it has something on the PlayStation 5 that sets it apart from the rest. Haptic feedback. This is a new feature on the PlayStation 5 controller which tightens the L2 and R2 buttons so that it resists against you. When you pull back on a bow to launch an arrow, you feel it. You really feel like Spider... Okay, no. This feature is one of those things that, whilst I've described that, I've not actually experienced it myself, and I don't think a description like that really gives it justice. It's a really fascinating piece of technology. Anyway, my point being, whilst in 2 or 3 years or so this feature will probably not be that noteworthy, as the first game some reviewers will play with this feature, this is going to be revolutionary and a game changer, and it is a game changer, 100%, but is that wonder and excitement going to boost its score? Well, that is yet to be seen. Ultimately, there's not really a specific closing statement to this video. I just thought it was really interesting that Persona 5 Royal is so highly regarded, considering in a sense it's kind of a niche game. Please play Persona 5 Royal if you haven't, it is absolutely worth it. In my eyes, from story and music and UI and turn-based combat, it is the quintessential definitive game changer for this kind of genre. Games of any genre should look to Persona 5 and be inspired by what it has achieved. But anyway, plugging Persona 5 over, I'm really looking forward to seeing if anything can top it. Do you think there's a game I didn't mention that could do it? Do you think one of these four will? I would love to know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, share the video around. I also have a Twitch, a Twitter, and a Patreon if you'd like to support me and the channel. And don't forget to click that notification bell to see when I upload next. I'm sure I will be covering a lot of the new games when they launch. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care, stay safe, bye bye.